I don't know.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. I don't know why we on this straight up and down. There you go. Uh, my producer, she likes to uh, try to think she in Hollywood already. You ain't there yet. You're on the way. You ain't there yet. Um, Good evening, everybody. AB, on you. AB froze. AB looked like he froze, so I'll just go back and take over again. AB, you froze?
This is crazy.
Okay. AB looked like he is losing his signal. You might want to buy the package plan from the hotel that you're in. It costs $9 a day. I think they got the $5 version. That's what I always do because I know that your phones never work in the hotel. He's on vacation and he's tuning in tonight because we have a special episode tonight. We have some guys calling in about 5 minutes, and they'll be calling in from the Upton County Jail. But before I get to that, let me welcome my co-host, also Mr. Julius Campbell.
Greetings. Hello, everyone.
All right. Thank you for sharing it, my good friends at what the name of the station, Anna. They're broadcasting that into the Jessup prison. Y'all share. And Renetta said AB is working on it, so he's trying to get on. I told y'all to get that package from the hotel, $5, $5.99 in the Julius. Oh, they got $9.99 plan too for your upgrade.
I'm upgrading myself. You see behind me, I'm doing a little bit of state of the art, so I got to do a little better. But AB gonna get it together. I just want to welcome everyone again to Incarceration Incorporation, Julius Hall, AB, Julius Campbell. Well, we're gonna do it tonight, ain't it?
Yes, sir. Every night we do anything, we're gonna do it. That's what we do. That's what we do. We're gonna bring it to you live, uncut. We're gonna tell you the story tonight of about 47 gentlemen that are in the Upton County Jail, Upton County, Georgia jail. That's in Thomaston, Georgia. We're going to hear from one of the guys that they have captive. His name is Quentin Lawyer. He's from Savannah, Georgia. And they have him and 46 other guys, and I call them the Upton 47. I don't know whether the Upton 45 sound a little better, but it is the Upton 47, and they're in state jail, charged with nothing under the RICO laws, that's racketeering, and the feds refuse to pick it up because they told the state that they don't have enough evidence, but the state is being stubborn, trying to bring charges against people that charges are not due against. So if the feds don't want to charge you, I don't know why the state think that they're better than the feds. And the county sheriff of the county that they're claiming that these phone calls took place at refused to charge those guys also, but they moved these guys into a jurisdiction that isn't that they've never been to, that and only housing these guys there until they can make somebody cave in and snitch on a lie, which they really want you to do. That's what happens in most of these cases. They want you to make up stuff on the other guys so that they can bring charges against everybody. And they're charging under the state RICO laws, not the federal RICO laws, because the feds told them that they don't have enough to drop it. They were stubborn. They done arrest these guys, done had them in jail, trying to get other people to turn on them who have nothing to do with their case, who's been in jail for 2 years, trying to throw these guys on their case. That's how corrupt it is. And people wonder why we complain so much. We complain because we know that the system is made to be against us, not for us. Even though, it's one of the best systems in the world if it's ran properly. But when it's not ran properly, then it can be a heartache on a lot of people. Julius,
if I may, I like the way you were getting ready to share about the Upton 47 or 46. What is it?
45, 46, 47. They don't know how many of them. It's over 45.
Well, my purpose for bringing that up is as our viewers listen tonight, I believe that one of the primary reasons we want them to hear is because we want to bring awareness to any situation that's going on in incarceration when it is wrong. And if our audience and our community never care, then there won't be any change. Okay.
Hello, this is a prepaid call from an inmate at Upton County Jail, with telephone service provided by PayPal Communications. This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. You may begin speaking now.
Hello.
Hello.
Who am I speaking to?
This is Quentin Lawyer, inmate from Savannah, Georgia. I'm at Upton County Jailhouse.
Okay. This is Quentin Lawyer. We got you. We've told our audience what the show is about tonight, and we want to give y'all a chance to explain what is going on. Then myself and my co-host will probably have a couple of questions for you. But in a nutshell, you can tell what you all are being charged with, what happened, and just take your time and explain it so the people can hear it.
Okay. For the viewers, we always charge with RICO charge and racketeering. Those who are not familiar with the RICO, you have to have two predicate charges, underlying charges to be under a RICO charge. That's like you have to have like a murder and a burglary, or armed robbery and an aggravated assault, like two different charges. We have no, those are called predicate charges. Everyone that's incarcerated with me, we have no predicate charges at all. They snatched us illegally for publicity campaign stunt that was run by the Brian Kemp campaign. They had us blasted all over TV on Fox 5 News, and they said that the base of the RICO was drug, gang organization with drugs, and a bunch of murders, kidnappings, I think like 2 rapes, or something. They said armed robberies. None of us had none of the charges that they put on the TV. So they slandered our name all over TV. The indictment came out October 20th last year, 2020. And the judge who signed the warrant and everything is the same judge who we going before right now. So when the GD Adams sat down with the judge and Brian Kempton and explained the case to him how he wanted to the judge, I mean, that's the same judge we going before right now. So he's totally biased and racist for what's going on. Only one person got a bond out of all of us, which is the only white boy that was on this on this case with us. They gave him a $30,000 bond, and they let him bond straight out from the very beginning. His family said that he had ties to the community. I'm from Savannah, Georgia, and I do a lot of stuff with the community. I have programs. I actually have a gang program, and I go to high schools with Miss Alicia Blakely and Miss Tabitha Crawford. She have a program called Building Bridges. I go to the high schools with her and speak to the kids about my past experience in gangs and stuff like that. I have a Feed the Homeless program called Proud Parent. We do a lot of stuff with the community. I've been on a couple campaigns with city officials and the mayor. And when I got incarcerated, I turned myself in. I was the only one on the whole case that turned myself in. When I went to court, the judge said, my lawyer said, well, he turned himself in, and he's willing to wear a leg monitor. And also, I had a written affidavit from all the city officials and the ex-men and the Jackson and everybody saying all the stuff that I do in the community. All of them signed the paper and everything. Told the judge said, well, I still think he might be a threat to his community. The lawyer was like, well, how can you say that? And you've never been to his community and say he's a threat to his community. And obviously he's not if he has a written statement signed by city officials and the mayor. He said, well, I still think he'd be a threat to his community. And I still think he'd be a flight risk even though he turned himself in. And to be a flight risk, you have to have a passport. Meaning that they think that you were like, leave the country or whatever. I don't have a passport to be a flight risk at all. He still says bond denied. But the only white guy that was on the case, they gave him a bond immediately. And he had no affidavit, nothing signed by nobody, by no ties to the community. His family just said that he do things in the community. They gave him a bond ASAP. He didn't even have to go in the courtroom. He was in the holding cell with everybody. He was the only one. All the black inmates had to go in the courtroom. The white guy, he didn't even go in the courtroom. They went straight in the courtroom. Said that he had ties to the community or whatever. Came back to him. He got a $30,000 bond. He bond straight out. It's 47 of us on the case. When they built the case, when they put the case together, it's a guy that's an inmate in Fayetteville County Jail. He, over the past years when he was locked up, he called our phone before from inside the Fayetteville County jailhouse. That's how they got picked up all of us. They tried to find out how we tied in, how all of us know him, and how if any of us have any ties together with him on what he got incarcerated with. Upton County, where we are incarcerated at, we are held here illegally. None of us never even been to this county before to even have a court charge to be in this jail. That's like, they said that they was holding us or Fayetteville County. But when we contacted the sheriff in Fayetteville County, he said that the Kemp campaign and them tried to get them to take the case from the beginning, but they told them there was no evidence on those phone calls for them to hold us. They tried to get the federal, the FBI to take the case. The feds said the same thing, told the attorneys and everybody. There was no evidence on those phone calls for them to take the case. They tried to shop this case around in several counties in Georgia, but nobody would take it because of the lack of evidence. So they paid Upton County, where we at now, to hold us for them illegally. And Upton County was lying at first saying that they was holding us for Fayetteville County. The sheriff of Fayetteville County said if we had committed any crime on them phone calls, we would be in his jail where he has plenty of room for us and not in Upton County. So they're holding us here illegally. So when the lawyers went to argue that, well, you can't hold us in Upton County, they had no charges in Upton County. Then they went and took 2 inmates that they already had in Upton County for the last 2 years and tried to throw them on the case with us to try to use their charges to hold us. So the guys wrote affidavit saying that they do not know us, none of us know them at all on this case, and that they committed their crime 2 years ago by themselves. When they try to get it notarized, the captain here will not let the notary notarize the paper because he knows that the paperwork is signed by himself. So somebody else told him that he could do the paperwork, which was put on the thumb code on the perjury and to get 2 officers to sign it. He did all that, got 2 officers to sign it. When he tried to bring us the paper yesterday after he did the fingerprint and 2 officers to sign it as a witness, one of the other officers called and called the captain to let him know what he was trying to say. He was trying to give us that paper. And the captain ran down here personally. They jumped on the boy yesterday, and the captain pepper sprayed him and then drug him off to the hole and threw him in the hole.
So you all are being kidnapped in essence.
Yes, basically we kidnapped. None of us never. If they were to let us out right now, we wouldn't even know which direction to go home. We've never been to this county before ever. I never even heard of Upton County. They holding us somewhere. That's for the viewers. That's like keeping in charge in Statesboro when they lock you up in Savannah. That's illegal.
And so Fayetteville County, they refused to charge you. The feds refused to charge you.
Yeah, they refused to charge us. They said there was no evidence. They said that the conversation that was on the phone was not illegal, so that they couldn't. It was nothing they could do.
So they're getting you all for just talking to somebody about nothing.
Talking to us about nothing because the guy who got incarcerated, he got incarcerated for drugs, and I guess it was a lot of drugs, and they were trying to figure out like how we all tied into him or whatever. So they holding us illegally with no bond or no nothing, and they trying to get us to talk, but they want to tell something that nobody don't even know.
They want you to make up something. That's what the feds usually would take something like this, and if they started the case, and they would want you to make up something. They hold you in there hoping that somebody just break and say, I don't care what you want me to say. And people don't believe that this happens. In my particular case, I can tell you that 65 to 70% of the stuff that the feds made up about me was a lie. 30% of it was the truth. 65, 70% of it was a flat lie. Stuff that never ever happened in this world. 2 of the witnesses that got me an extra 5 years, they came and lied. I'd never met them before. 3 of them. I'd never met them before in my life. Never sold drugs before in my life. But they came and said that I did. So I understand what you're going through because, and it shows about getting y'all out. But I'm trying to tell the people that these things happen. They make these things up. They want these guys to lie on these guys. They keep you in there long enough till somebody just can't take it anymore, and they'll do anything that those prosecutors say. How long have you been locked up in there?
I've been here since I tell myself in February. The other inmates say they've been here since October.
See,
we've been here all this long, and we ain't even been to arraignment to plead guilty or not guilty or nothing yet. They just dragging us. Not only that, they do court here once a month. So if you're not on that court docket for that month, then you automatically sit at least another 30 days and then they're not even gonna let you go to court back to back. If you go to court 1 month, you might as well go to shit like another 90 days before you go to court again. And they said that it was due to COVID, but now that Brian Kemp released the COVID thing in Georgia, they still, the other inmates, they have us secluded from the other inmates. They have us in a holding cell, in a holding dome that was used for COVID. COVID was here so bad that some of the inmates and officers was passing out. Some of the officers still ain't returning because they left for COVID. They have us in here. The dome that they have us in is like infested with spiders. And they actually caught a real, like a live snake inside the dome coming from outside.
And this case is called the cage dove.
Cage dove, yeah.
Okay, you can Google that, cage dove. This is some case they got. And it's a shame what they're doing to these young men. You're trying to ruin lives. These people done lost their jobs. They lost their community and family contacts. This guy here, Quentin Lawyer, was doing some community advocacy things in the city of Savannah, and they're gonna scoop him up and then take him all the way across the state to somewhere where he's never been in his life. And that's crazy. Any questions, Julius?
When they go to court, I heard, Mr. Lawyer, you say that you get an opportunity to go to court at least once a month. What has been some of the conversation that the judge or either lawyers have said in response to what's going on? Have they postponed it? Have they told you there's nothing they can do? Tell us a little bit about your court days when you do get a chance to go, you or some of the other men.
Okay, well, in my experience, I mean, with the other inmates here, everyone has a paid attorney. Like, I got 10 kids. I was maybe a Florida attorney. I'm the only one with a court-appointed attorney, but all our attorneys are saying basically the same thing, that the case is a racist case. They have no evidence on us, no nothing, but every time we go to court, it's the judge and the DA, and the judge, his name is Scott Ballard. He used to be the district attorney, and the lady that's the district attorney used to be the assistant district attorney when the judge was the district attorney. So all of them are in cahoots with each other. And when they brought the evidence from the beginning to sit down with we asked for the transcript for the grand jury. They told us there's no transcript they have no grand jury transcript. They said that the judge sat down in a private meeting with the grand jury from the very beginning. They refusing to give us a transcript or anything. So that means they all sat down in a private meeting and discussed this case and put this fake RICO together. And then the same judge that sat down with them and heard the whole story is the same judge that we keep going before when we go to court. So every time you go to court and the lawyer argue, try to argue, he said, okay, I made up my mind, still no longer.
The judge shouldn't have never sat down with. The judge is supposed to be an impartial person. He shouldn't sit down with the grand jury. He's the trier of the case. The decider of the case. That's crazy, And if y'all out there and y'all hear this stuff out there, you got to understand that these young men are being railroaded, and we need to do something to help them. What that is saying, 60 seconds remaining?
Yeah, I'm about to call right back.
Okay, yeah, you have to call back.
He's one of the originals who's been in here since October, so he's been in court a lot longer, more times than me. So
what?
He can say he's more experienced about the judge.
What charge do you have? Does it say RICO? Does it say?
It just say 2 counts of RICO.
Okay, 2 counts of the RICO. Did they describe the charges?
No, they didn't describe no mixture. They just said it was 2 counts of RICO.
There are 15 seconds remaining. Goodbye.
All right, call back. Well, Jury, this is heartbreaking. All these young men, everybody isn't guilty. And you have to read it. That's like you going to jail and me and you are friends. And you call me and we're talking. So they figure since they're going to come up with this new gang thing and everything, that they'll just come pick you up because you and I talked. And that don't make no sense.
And while we're listening too, again, we don't have all the facts, but what we do know is that when people are listening, you should be able to find some information out. One of the things that I learned about when I was incarcerated is it is hard to get information outside of those four walls. When you're trying to learn about your case, when you're trying to communicate with the judge, lawyers, or family members, it is difficult, and it should not be that way. There should be a level of transparency or easy communication to try to understand what's going on. What if this was one of your children? What if this was one of your siblings trying to get understanding? Like you say, Julius, everybody is not guilty. At least we need to be able to find out what is going on, and also stick to what the laws and the policy says. And that's what's not going on right now.
Can they call him back now?
Hello, this is a prepaid call from, and this call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. You may begin speaking now.
You back, Quentin?
Yeah, hello. Hey, you go. Hold on. Hello.
Okay. Yeah, we're still here discussing. And what we need is people to come to you all's aid. I know it's going to have to be something where we're going to have to get some national attention to this, because this is a modern day kidnapping. In 2021, we're kidnapping us off the streets. They, 50, 60, 70 years ago, they used to just come and drag you out the house. Now they're dragging you and putting you in a prison cell, and there's no outrage about it. There's nobody crying about it. There's no protest about it. And we need to be able to stand up and understand that even when the government is wrong, that we have to be able to tell the government that they are dead wrong. If you're going to put me somewhere, if you're going to bring a charge against me, then follow the law. We're a nation of laws, not a nation of men. And we have to understand that when you do something and you made the laws, follow the rules,
Right.
and they're not doing that.
Yeah, they're not doing it at all, because I've actually been locked up since August of 2018. I violated my probation due to another RICO out of Cobb County dealing with the same people. Okay, the people that's over this gang unit, over the GBI, her name is Jared Usher. She was originally my DA from a RICO that she put me on for the same reason in Upton County, and she left and took the head job over the gang unit for the GBI. So she violated my probation and sent me to prison. Now, while I was in prison, I maxed out November 10th. Okay, like October 22nd, I see my name on the news saying that I'm on a RICO in Upton County. I get here, the same lawyer that I hired for my RICO in Cobb County is the same lawyer I got over here. This man got the indictment, said you have absolutely not did nothing, you not no conversation. My lawyer filed for a dismissal on this case. It's sitting in the court of clerk's website that has been filed since April 29th of this year, and they have not answered my motion at all.
And see, that's part of the reason that we tried to tell people that this gang violence, the gang law that Georgia was coming up with about a year and a half ago. And I remember a representative here, Carl Gilliard, was one of the ones sponsoring. And we knew that it would be trouble, just like the crack laws. The crack laws were unjust and unfair to us, and just like these gang laws is made to just get rid of us, to give us see how they're treating you, and they make RICO laws. The state got RICO laws that they're trying to apply to um, these minor cases. Well, all of them not minor, but they're trying to group everybody together. See, because with RICO laws, people don't understand it. You don't need any evidence. All it takes is somebody's word. They don't care about evidence, period. No evidence in my case, period. Never sold drugs in my life. See, but people don't know that. All they see is the paperwork.
Right.
And the paperwork is a bunch of lies. Right. I can say it. Hell, if I did it, I'll tell you right now that I did it.
I say the same thing.
Right? Because I did the time already. You know, yeah. So and I write a book. I don't want to give too much of it away. But since I done did the time and they charged me for it, I might as well claim it and see if I can get paid off the book. You know, and some of the book is not, from what the feds say. I'm writing the book off of what the feds say, not by what I say. I can just mix it all together. But anyway, what I'm saying is they do lie. And they lie about 65% of the time. They got 30% of the stuff that they won't. They get the other rest from confidential informants that come in and lie so that they can get their time cut. That's how it works.
Julius, let me ask a question that's on the phone. For the people that are listening to, some people may not know what a RICO Act is. So help the people to understand by giving us the definition so that we can make our community more aware of what these things are. Also, tell them about what this gang task force is, so that, again, they will be aware of what's going on.
Quentin?
It's unbelievable. They taking charges and plastered them on the news and saying that we committed murders and nobody charged with the murder at all. In this whole indictment, there's no murder, there's no drugs, there's none of that.
And so
Brian Kemp got on the news and spoke about us, and none of the stuff that he's saying is true. Nobody's charged with this stuff.
yeah, and they had to. And what they're trying to do is make an example out of somebody, and that's what happened to you all. I'm pretty sure that they had to make an example out of somebody, and this is where it started at with you all, with 47 guys that they just racked up, and they're trying to say that you all are. That's just being lazy instead of really doing the work and the investigators doing it. You're relying on somebody that you're taking somebody's life off of the word of somebody that has a reason to get out to lie on you, and their reason is so that they can get out of prison or get their time cut. So the RICO laws is racketeering laws, Julius. They usually only apply in the state. In the feds. But the feds use them, and I was charged with a RICO crime. And they don't need any evidence. All they need is somebody to come back and lie or to tell the truth. Let's say they're telling the truth. They don't need any evidence. They don't need anything to put you away. And that's what they do.
So how does this correlate to gangs? As I heard Quentin say, I believe that this has something also. They put all of that up under the umbrella of gangs. How does all that work together?
Quentin, you asking Quentin, right?
I'm asking you or Quentin.
And you're asking what was the question?
He stated when he first started talking about gang task force. So I'm trying to see how the RICO Act and the gang task force tie in together.
See, with the RICO Act, you don't need anything. It's easier to convict a person with the RICO Act because all you need is somebody to come and say that the person is doing certain illegal things. They don't have to have any proof. They usually the feds like to have a little bit of proof. They'll work the case a little bit. But I'm sure that the state being lazy and want to clean up the streets. And we understand that it's a lot of violence out there. It's a lot of shootings. It's a lot of killings. The gangs are almost out of control. And we understand that. But you have to do your due diligence. You have to do the work to get the person wrong. You have to catch them doing the wrong thing. And then you can apply that. If you know they're in this gang, you know they're a threat to everybody on the street, then I can understand the laws being applied to them.
Okay.
Because they use the RICO laws to easily arrest and convict or the drug I mean, not the gang members, and that's what they do.
Okay,
So
gotcha. So Quentin, tell us, we have an audience on right now. What do you think that we can do as the community or in this audience? What would you like for us to do? What word would you like to get out?
Really, we just need, honestly, my personal opinion is, I think that we need life shine on this case. I think that they kind of tucked away in Upton County because they feel like out of sight, out of mind. They feel like they're trying to force a trial on us in August. He ain't even been to preliminary hearing and nothing, get to plead guilty or not guilty. And they're trying to already throw a trial on us in August to try to force people to go in and either take videos or go in front of this white jury that they're going to have down here in Upton County. So where they can go in and send us, find us guilty and try to send us to prison. And even if they feel like, okay, well, even if they come back and appeal it and beat it, and they already get us sat in prison at least another year or two, plus the county time that they just got out of us.
let me ask you something. And I heard you say something about that they were saying something. They told the press and everything about some rapes, some murders, and all this. Has anybody of any of these 47 been actually charged with any of the crimes that they told the press about?
No, we had the extra black and white indictment. Like they prolonged the indictment. They had to prolong the indictment for like 5 to 6 months. We recently got the indictment probably about a couple months ago. There's no murders at all. Nobody, not one person on this in this whole case has not one murder. I think they had like 6 murders on the TV that they said about kidnappers. Nobody is charged with kidnapping. None of us had no underlying charges. Not one kidnapping, not one armed robbery, not one rape, not one murder, not one aggravated assault, not a credit card fraud, we have no charges.
Wow.
They are literally illegally holding us here some way that they feel like they got us tucked away, out of sight, out of mind.
Okay, well, welcome, AB. I don't know whether you were listening or not. And
Yeah, I
you
was
might have
listening.
a question. You got
Yeah, I
any
was
questions?
listening. I don't actually have any questions because I've been listening in and y'all been asking basically the same type of questions, but I've heard similar stories. I've been listening to the whole conversation, and that's something similar to like the ghost dope and all of that, what they used to do to people, and I was in it when I was in Butler. When I was in Butler, I witnessed a lot of people make phone calls and tell where they might have had a phone conversation or something like that with people that's outside, and then 2-3 weeks later on, they go pick them up on some ghost dope charges that they only had a conversation with a person. So that's ridiculous, man. It is something that I thought they had got away with. They done away with, and I see it's still getting done on the state level. And when I was listening, it said something about the feds don't even have any evidence. And it's like you said, Julius, it's a federal type of situation, and they don't have enough evidence to even bring up any charges. So why is the state holding those men, man? That's something, man, we have to look into further and jump on that like right away.
Yeah.
Julius, I also.
It was a publicity stunt for that Kemp campaign at the time. So now that they see, when they locked us all up, they figured that they was going to get something out of everybody. But now that they see that they ain't got nothing out of nobody, and now they got to try to figure out how to cover up their tracks because you done slandered us on national TV, with all these charges, and nobody don't even have none of those charges. They can say in the phone conversation, we're not even charged with telecommunication. That would have been the phone conversation. We're not even charged with telecommunication at all.
Yeah.
And then they had there's another guy, he's standing right here, I'm about to put him on. They took his 18-wheeler truck, he had a trucking company. They tried to say, he was using his trucks to transport drugs for the gang across different states or whatever. And then they locked him up and seized his truck. And then he just got awarded his truck back in court because the judge said, well, how could he be transporting drugs and y'all have no drugs in the whole indictment? I'm talking about not even 1 gram of marijuana. Nobody is not charged with even 1 gram of marijuana. There's no drugs in his whole indictment. So he just got awarded his truck back like last week when he went to court. And that's only because after they kept prolonging it, kept putting extensions on this, trying to say, oh, we need 30 more days to do more investigation. We need 30 more days to do an investigation. That's what they keep saying every time they go to
there are 60 seconds remaining.
more investigation.
All right, you got 60 seconds remaining according to what the thing just said. You only have about 60 seconds. What you're going to have to do is probably call back so we can hear your part of the story. So if y'all got a chance to call back, that'll be good.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Because it's going to
While
come
they're
up and
calling
say,
back, I think they're finna call back.
Goodbye.
you see it hung up.
Goodbye.
But that's a sad, sad story, guys. And it needs to be something done about it. It needs to be some advocacy done. You know, you know, they probably got one or two guys that probably need to be off the street. I don't know. I can't say that they do. But when they trying to make a point off of these guys' backs and these guys' lives, you go get the right people. If you do your homework, you'll know who the right people are. And it don't seem like they got. If you don't have nothing on these guys, most of these gang members got them been to jail 2, 3, 4, 5 times. These guys, some of these guys ain't never been to jail. This guy, Quentin, he did go to jail, but when he got out, the great things that he was doing, but and that's what I tell people: always get away from what got you there. Don't never go back to that what got you there, because you still want to be friends with those guys hanging on the corner, and they doing something. It's going to eventually catch up with you. You got to run away from that. You got to. You go back to that to the corner, you're gonna certainly end up back in a cell.
Right. Even if you don't have any type of transaction like hand to hand and all of that, a conversation piece will get you in that same predicament that you was in before. That's what they feed off of. That's what the law enforcement, that's what those laws feed off of. To me, listening to him talk, man, that there is no evidence. And like you just said, Joyce, they holding on to something because they too lazy to do the job to investigate and get the real people that's behind all of this. They seem like to me they satisfied with what they got, and that's what they're gonna run with.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing. Go ahead, Joyce.
I would say, here again is where community come into play. Education and community. When the community educates themselves on what's going on with these laws and policies and things of that sort, then we can come together and try to make a difference, even if it's just dialoguing or, like he said, bringing to light that which is done in the dark. I believe that if they were to bring to light some of these situations, the right people would hear about it and then help will come. But again, education and community needs to come together, and the way that we do that is by what we're doing right now, bringing to light these type of situations.
That's correct. That's
what
correct.
y'all brothers think we need to come up with something, man, for that community. For what is it? I missed the state or missed the county that those brothers are in.
Upton.
Where's that at?
In Thomaston, Georgia.
In Thomaston, Georgia.
I don't even know. I think I've been through Thomaston, Georgia, but it's in Upton, Georgia. I've been through there too. We had a question there. Can the local DA contact their DA and find out the real charge and what's going on? I seriously doubt it that they'll do it. This will probably be the last call with them. Here they come now.
Hello, this is a prepaid call from, and then this call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. You may begin speaking now. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We had complications getting back out. But my name is Larry Sutton, and I'm on the same RICO case with all the other guys you've been referring to. And I was arrested on October 21st. I was at work driving my semi truck, and I was on the phone with my girlfriend. She called me when I was on the phone. She told me somebody was beating at the door. I was like, shoot, open the door. But I'm at work, and we just on the phone. So she said when she go open the door, there's like 20 police officers out there with AK, big guns and pistols. Somebody they got a warrant for my arrest. So my girlfriend, she's scared. So I'm like, shoot, I'm not there. So she gives her phone to the police officer. He tells me, just turn yourself in, you'll get a bond. So I talked with the guy, whatever, called my attorney. We made a date and a time for me to turn myself in. But little did we know that they wasn't trying to let me turn myself in. I was supposed to turn myself in that day at 2 o'clock after I took my load where it's supposed to went. So while I was out driving, they pulled me over at a convenience store that I had pulled over. So, I really pulled over because I seen the police behind me, but when I pulled into the parking lot, he drew right, so I pulled over. When I pulled over, I got out of my truck. They arrested me, brought me to the county jail. They didn't serve me no search warrant. They didn't serve me no nothing for my truck. When I got to the county jail, they told me that I was being arrested for 2 counts of RICO. When I got down here, they told me that they couldn't talk to me because my attorney was. I had an attorney, and he was on his way. So when my attorney did get down here, as soon as I went into the county jail, they changed me out to the jail clothes. I went over to the next office. When I first got in there, the first thing the DA lady asked me, her name was Miss Brody. She said, Mr. Study, do you want to take a plea? I'm like, take a plea on what? What have I did? Y'all ain't told me I did nothing to be taking a plea. That's when she went and explained, well, she's on 2 counts of RICO. So the whole while, me and my lawyer like, what counts? What charges? What counts? She never would say. So after about 20 minutes, she said, well, you're not going to take the plea? Well, I have nothing else to say. So I got brought back over to the jail. My first court of appearance was November the 13th. We got dry run. When we got dry run, that means we didn't go in front of the court. So we had to come back and wait 30 more days. On December the 2nd, I did get a bond for $250,000 from a judge named Ben Miller. He gave me my bond. He gave me all types of solages. But I can't be on Facebook. I can't go on Instagram. I can't even have a cell phone. I have a trucking business, and for order for me to run my trucking business, you're telling me I got to do it from a CB radio. How can you accept a loan from the CB radio? I don't know how to do that. I got the bond. I went back for the next court date because when I came to the dorm, I got the money to make the $25,000 bond. But the sheriff of the town keeps giving me all kind of historages. Historages is that you got to have $75,000 between 2 bail bonds. And then once you get between 2 bail bonds, that only comes up to $150,000. Then at first, people told me I had to have double the equity for the last $100,000, which made that bond at first $450,000. And for 7 months, I couldn't make the bond because it was $450,000 bond, and I couldn't find nobody with $200,000 property that was willing to go on my bond. So I had to sit. During the process of sitting, I kept going back to court. I went back to court 6 times since I've been here. Every time I went, I got denied. And the judge was denying me without even the excuse. I hear like when we go in there, the DA be like, well, we holding Mr. Sutton on charges of phone calls. So my lawyer said, well, what on the phone calls did he commit? He didn't do anything physical. Like the lady basically said in court that I did nothing physical inside of the organization, but I was on a phone call that made me a part of a leading organization. So once he said, well, he did nothing physical, then how can he be a part of a RICO? Because a part of a RICO, you got to break one of the laws of the 43 pattern of racketeering activities up under the 1615.3 category to be on the RICO. She made up another excuse. And as soon as she made that excuse, the judge denied my bond. I go back February the 3rd. When I go back February the 3rd, I get denied. And Judge Ballard tell my lawyer before he can even question the DA, he was like, no, I don't even want to hear your side of the story. He was in here last month. So I didn't even hear my story. I got somebody in the courtroom. A white boy was up there with me. He was on the same case. This guy never went inside the courtroom. He came back to the dorm here, $25,000 bond, 10% of what mine is.
Who did they give the lead person charge to? Who did they give the lead charge to? The mastermind, the organizer.
They haven't given the lead charge to anybody.
Well, see, they don't even supposed to even charge you unless they got a lead person. See, these laws were made to get Al Capone back in the days, and they could never get Al Capone because nobody would testify against him. And they came up with the RICO laws so that they can get the big bosses in the mafia back in the days. These laws have been on the books forever, and then they are now bringing them back up. Well, they started bringing them back up in the 90s when they started putting the late 89, 88 to the 90s. They started bringing those laws back up, but it stands for Racketeering, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act. That's the RICO Act, and and it's supposed to be when they can't get the big guy, they know the big guy, they got him on tape, they got him on, but nobody would testify against him. Then they were able to use that little bit of stuff against him to convict him and put him in the organization. But and that's what they're doing to you all. But it's supposed to be a head guy that they have that they're naming as the head person. It should be. You know.
No one has the head got charged. Everybody is charged with the same thing except two people. And these two people were already charged with their charges before we even came to jail.
And I understand they were there 2 years.
They trial had already started. And then when they see that they beat their trial, they brought their trial to keep it and trial.
Wow, they just see that's railroading people. When you're talking about here it is, you all these guys beat their charges, and because the evidence probably I guess was lacking, and then they in the jail, they throw them on y'all case, and these guys been locked up for 2 years, don't even know the hell y'all are. They just throw them in. See, you can't do that legally, but since they in Upton County, they feel like. And see, that's what the feds do. You remember, Rico, AB? The feds will take and put you somewhere way away from your family so that you can't fight it. That's what they do. You know,
Yeah.
and the state was doing the same thing. Sir?
What we did, how we did it, and scare our family members because at first my family members didn't want nothing to do with it because they were saying that they had Facebook messages, Facebook pictures, and stuff like that. So that scared my family about all what they talking about they had with Facebook pictures and Facebook messages and all kinds of stuff. Like I got a Facebook, this not even active.
Yeah.
Still, I can't go on social media sites and I do make fun.
Yeah, they put all kind of restrictions. They put all kind of restrictions on you.
It's the real top it off when I went to court on June the 3rd. Like this is where the racism started. It didn't start since I've been here, but this is where the most racism slaves is operating. Judge Sally going back and forth to court. This man, my lawyer actually in court, he said, Judge Sally, before we start court today, I want to ask you a question. If anybody gave you any type of evidence, and anybody talked to you behind closed doors, if anybody shows you anything that'll make you biased to what's going on in court. He said, no, nobody showed me nothing, nobody's giving me nothing. He said, I wasn't the judge that giving this stuff that's $250,000 bond. So that's why I'm not going to reduce it. So he said, I wouldn't have given him a bond in the first place for those kinds of charges. But my lawyer like, what kind of charges? Because he only charged with 2 counts of RICO, no X. He didn't even answer that question. He was like, just proceed, Mr. Perso. Like, basically, if you don't want to answer your question, he just tell you to proceed.
Yeah, and the judges are kind of snorty. That's what they do. That when they don't have an answer for you, they tell you to move on.
Drew,
But
you got a question on Facebook. You got some of the listeners on Facebook. Thomas Barbie, he's asking a question. He says, can the local DA contact their DA and find out the real charge and what's going on?
no, the DAs don't get in DA's business. They're all doing the same job. Some just do it badly. So the DA here cannot call the DA there to find out a case that they're bringing against somebody. What it's going to take is us. What it's going to take is somebody in this community being concerned to know that these guys are being railroaded. What it's going to take is some lawyers getting together and saying this is like shooting somebody in the back. This is George Floyd. They just ain't kill him yet. So we got to be able to say that we're going to stand up and fight for an unjust system, fight up against an unjust system when we see it. You have to say something when you see something. They want us to say something when you see something on the street when it concerns a crime. Well, we need to say something with this crime that's happening now, because these guys have been kidnapped.
Right. You need to go to that community, like you said. Go to that community, man. How many people is in that town, in that area? I think it's one of those slave type of, one of those I'm not gonna say slave, one of those racist counties, and they kind of slow on how they do laws. But
you say that how many thousand?
15,000 in the whole town.
In the whole county or the city?
This little county right here,
Upton County, only about 15,000 people. Shouldn't even be a county.
Julius and AB, Brianna was speaking. She says the case is called Cage Dogs. You can Google it, and I encourage many people that are listening right now, Google this case and share it. Tell others about it. Bring publicity on it. That way, these men can get an opportunity to at least have someone to know what's going on when they get ready to go to court. It's called, again, the Cage Dove. You can Google it.
And the thing is that even when you Google it, it might tell the prosecution side. And what people got to understand is the prosecution ain't always telling the damn truth. They don't. Believe me, like I told you, 35% of what they're telling you is the truth, but 65% of it is a damn lie. And in these guys' case, it sounds like about 90% of it is a damn lie, and some of them 100% of it is a lie. And believe me, they do this all the time, because when Kemp came out with these laws, the Republican legislature in the state of Georgia came out with these gang laws, you had a lot of people crying from the black community for it. But we saw that it was going to have the same repercussions as the crack laws, where we're punished more harshly than any other race. Just take, for example, now 47 people and only one made bail. And the only one made bail is the white guy, and the white guy is free, and the other 46 guys are still in jail. So you know, people don't like to say that things in this country is about race, but it is. We try to be fair as we can, and we're a forgiving people as black people. But it speaks for itself. Who's on the phone now? Okay, Sterling, go ahead and tell your story, my brother. You only got 60 seconds. But did you know any of the other guys in this case?
One other guy in here at the moment. But I don't know anything about blood or anything. I'm a regular person. And they got me in here, they trying to forfeit my jewelry. They got me fighting in court for it. They basically trying to, I haven't done anything. They trying to use pictures from the internet to connect me to something that I don't even know what they talking about. I've never been to Ocean County, Georgia in my life.
Okay, they trying. None of y'all know each other. They're using pictures from the internet to say, all right, and that's crazy how they're doing these young men. If you want to get somebody that's doing something. We understand that. We can't help but understand that. But when you get lazy and you don't want to do the work, and most of that comes from when I don't know about it. Well, these guys aren't out of Upton Ga. They're out of Atlanta. They're out of Savannah. And when you get police officers who don't know nobody, because you bring in police officers in from Utah, then all they can do is go by what a CI say. They don't know how to do no real work from in the community because they're not from the damn community. So how can they talk to anybody in the community because they don't know nobody? You know, that's why I tell you, you got to hire from within so that you can. That's our number one problem with solving a bunch of these crimes. You must hire from within your community. If you don't hire from within that community, yes, there's always going to be some corruption somewhere. Yeah, because those guys are from there. But it is better to have saved some lives, lower the crime rate, and deal with that than to bring a guy in from Wyoming to Savannah, Georgia. What the hell he know about how he gonna do something in Wilson, North Carolina, and he from North Dakota? He
You're
don't know
absolutely
nothing
right.
about Wilson, North Carolina, or Savannah, Georgia.
You're right. You're absolutely
No.
right.
And so they get lazy. So they listen to the CI, they make up stuff, they sit there, you know, they're getting paid $56,000 a year to do nothing. You know, I don't see the police work being done like police work was done when I was a police officer. We did police work. You know, it was real work done. And now it seems like they're scared and they're running and they're stopping all the wrong people. You know, and you can't blame it on the regular police officers. You got to blame it on whoever's the head because
Well, they
they're going
don't
to
care.
You know,
do
I
what the head
They
say.
don't, they don't care about getting the right person. They just caring about getting a body. They just need a body because it helps them and make them money. They not worried about doing the case right. They from what they see, they got the right person. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? We got to get out there and fight for them and let the people know that they got the wrong people and the ones even if the ones like you said if they are some that's guilty, then give them the charge, have evidence for the charge, and let that be. And for the ones that ain't had nothing to do with it, let's fight to get them released.
Yeah. And the
correct.
thing is, they don't care because these people are black. We
Right.
got to just say it. They don't care because the culprits are black, or the suspected suspects are black. And we just being
I
real
think
about it.
they have an agenda. I think they have an agenda. This is something that they a project that they're doing. I think it's an experiment that they're doing, and they have an agenda to why they doing what they doing.
Yeah, just like the guy said that one of the guys was filing an affidavit telling them that they want him to that he don't know these guys, but they want him to roll over on these guys and lie
Right.
before he
That's
could pass the affidavit on to one of the guys so they could give it to their lawyer. They pepper spray him and throw him in the hole.
right. They pressure them, put the press down on them, put the press
Yeah,
game.
yeah. Yeah. So, you know, you can't even have a legal recourse in there. And that's what I'm saying. If anybody out there to listen, I know we don't care in today's society as black people, especially black lawyers. We don't care because we don't we feel like we want to just stay out of the way. And now you have something that you can get involved with so you can make a difference. What you went to law school to make money or to make a difference? You know, and that's what you got to ask yourself. You on the phone, caller? Caller, you on the air? Hello? Okay, you on the air?
Oh, can you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm back. No, I was letting you know that, yeah, I'm not a blood number. I tried to explain this in court. I don't even have any previous felony charges. I'm not sure why they ain't give me no bond, but you know, at the end of the day, I just want a fair chance to be able to fight my case. And when I went for a bond, what they told me was that you think that I'm gonna get out and commit another crime, but I haven't even really committed a crime in the first place, and they don't have any evidence that I committed a crime in this case.
I,
So,
let me,
I
let me,
got 2 children. I've been away from my family for 8 months. They done stopped me from making the money I can make while I rap.
are you, let me ask you something real quick. Did they say that this is a Bloods gang roundup?
Did they take a picture of what?
Did they tell you, you say you're not a Blood. Did they tell you that this was a Blood gang roundup?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so they rounded up all the Bloods.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay, I guess the Crips next. But the thing is this. When they want the 2 things, what's going on here? 2 things. One, they are trying to send a message to these other cats. They're going to eventually probably let y'all go. But what they want to do is show all these other cats what is coming down the line for them. You all are being made examples so that everybody else can see what's going on. Because if they don't have anything on y'all, they're going to have to eventually let you go. A real jury will let you go, or an appeals court will let you go. But you will be going through the cycle, and that's what they want to do. Y'all are being scapegoats to be made an example so that they can say this is what is going to happen to you.
Hey,
And the
Julius.
second thing, hold on one second, AB. The second thing is, if y'all see that they're doing this to some innocent guys, what the hell you think they're going to do to you?
Right.
So you need to straighten up and act right and fly right. Because if they doing it to them, when they get ready for you, it's going to be worse. So whatever it is, if they get these guys on nothing, phone calls that the feds won't take and the state won't take, when they finally get you on a real phone call, this is what you got coming. So that's what I had to say. They ain't even got a phone call on this young man. They just wrapped him up.
Like I said earlier, that's what you said is an example. I use the word experiment for their agenda. They're using this as an experiment, as an example for their agenda. Like you said, they rounding all them up for a message. They get ready to do, and while they doing all this, they trying their best to cook up something.
That's right.
And that's what they're cooking up. They're cooking up a message to all the other gangs out there, all the other it's a task force situation that's going on, and that's what they're using. They're using this right here as an example, and unfortunately, they're using those brothers as a scapegoat. You know what I mean?
Correct.
And that's why they let the white guy go.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know,
He's not part
how
of
did
this.
that
He's
happen?
not part of this.
Anybody watching this show that can say, oh, oh no, they won't talk about race. No, how the white guy left then? How the white guy get out?
He's not part of the agenda. He's not part of the example or the experiment that they want just to be a part of. He's not part of this.
White guy ain't even go to court. He just got consent on he said he was connected to the community or something. I'm not sure. But I'm just pretty sure that he was already on probation and had other felonies alone. He had no other felonies, no probation. And I wasn't giving them same chance.
And see, there's 2 systems of justice, and people have to understand that. There's 2 systems of justice. It's one for us and one for everybody else. And it doesn't necessarily have to be one for white and one for black. No, it's one for blacks and it's one for everybody else. And we fall into a certain category, and people got to understand this is why we the caged bird sings. This is why we complain the way that we do about being treated fairly. So don't cry when you hear us say something when it pertains to race. It just happens to be that way. We're not treating anybody like with any racist overtures. We're trying to be fair as we can. And on this show, we just tell it like it is. And if it's, we call a spade a spade,
The thing is, the lawyers that they're 100%, I ain't gonna say 100%, they automatically they're pretty sure they can beat them in court at a trial. But the thing is,
not trying to give us a bond. So now we don't know. A trial can take 3 to 4 years. You see what I'm saying? They done pulled us away from our families, away from being able to provide for the ones that need us. They don't know. We got sick mothers. We got children. I got 2 children. You know what I'm saying? My mom is 66 years old. So I always help her provide. So they don't know what they're doing. They're just keeping us held in jail. And we got other objectives out there. You know what I'm saying? Give me a fair exchange. Give me. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't doing anything to be in here in the first place. So you might give me a bond, ain't doing nothing but just let my life go by while I'm sitting here, and then you gonna eventually dismiss it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. And Ivan Cohen said if this was a movie, they call what is happening to these men a preview of coming attractions. Y'all look at it when you had to get that trailer at the end of the movie. They just telling you this is what's coming. It ain't no different than the crack laws. They gonna, sir.
I got somebody else who want to talk to you. Been through a simple situation from this area.
Okay, go ahead. Where you from? Hello. Where you from? Where are you from, my brother?
Good afternoon. My name is Charles Martin. I'm from Augusta, Georgia. I've been locked up here since October 21st. When they came to my house, one GBI representative and the drug test came. They had no search warrant. They just said they came, and I was indicted on the RICO on October 20th. And they was coming to arrest me. The RICO was indicted in Upton County. And yes, they searched our house. We gave them full consent to search. They searched our whole house. I guess they was talking with the actual GBI man that was here in Upton County over the case. So after they got them searching, they said they find nothing, which they didn't. He said, "You find nothing?" He said, "Did y'all search good?" They said, "Yeah, we searched everything." They gave us full consent. He said, "Okay, bring them in." So I didn't get a search arrest warrant until I got here. When I got the search arrest warrant, the arrest and search warrant said for telecommunication and tattoos. No gang-related tattoos, and they didn't get no telecommunication off. Okay, I hired a lawyer to represent me in this matter. When I got the, let's go back to the arrest warrant. When I got the arrest warrant, it was signed by Mr. Scott Dalbert. The judge that was over the case at the time was being built. And we November the 13th was supposed to have everybody supposed to win the court that was arrested on October 21st. They drove them out because I'm guessing they wasn't prepared. So the next court day was December the 2nd. December the 2nd is a couple people, 3 people went. 2 went, got a bond, 1 got denied. So January the 6th was the next court date. Everybody that went in, they went in front of Scott Fowler. That's the judge that signed the warrant. So they switched judges from December the 2nd to January the 1st. So ever since January, from December the 2nd to January the 6th, ever since January the 6th, everybody been going in front of Scott Fowler, the same person that signed the actual warrants. So my lawyer been putting in court dates. You know, I went to one bar here, which was January 6th. I got denied, said not to commit a crime. I haven't committed a crime here at all. I don't know nobody on this case. Like, they saying that I'm on conversation trying to help somebody get a bond and a lawyer. I could have some kind of drug connection, but no drugs has been found.
Yeah, they're taking. Yeah, they're taking the RICO laws and twisting them up.
Yes,
that's not what the RICO laws were designed for. Not because you hoping that that somebody is guilty. They were designed in case you knew somebody was guilty and you had some evidence of it. In your particular case, they don't have a damn thing, and they're hoping that they found something, and they still won't let you go. And that's the problem. They now they don't want to say that it was a failure, so now they're trying to make sure that they hold you all there long enough. What the smart thing would have been for them to do would have been to let one of y'all out every other day or so, and let it die under the rug, But they ain't that smart, I don't know.
This is another thing. They have a trial.
Wow. Julius, I just think that what we can say to our audience is educate yourself. educate yourself so that you'll know what policies are being made, what your state reps are saying, what bills are being passed. Because I can imagine the wives or the children or the spouse. I mean, imagine what the family members are going through right now and not being able to speak with somebody or to get help. So I believe what I would say to these young men and also to our audience, number one, you young men, stay encouraged. Keep on getting your message out. Tell your families to tell other people. The more media exposure you get, the more the light will shine on this situation. And then don't give up. Stay the course. Don't give up.
That's right.
I just said about December the 2nd, I got 2 kids. I got a 1 and a 2-year-old. But my 1-year-old just turned 2 December the 2nd, the day that we were supposed to went to court, that we was thrown off. Then my old lady had plans to have a party. We had shirt made and everything. But they discarded our spirit completely. My 2-year-old, his birthday is January 15th. So January 6th, when I went and got my bond denied, it also scarred my family. So after that, I told my lawyer, if he know I'm not going to get a bond, I don't want to keep going up there because this hurt my family even more. So my old lady, which is my fiance, Marquita Hamilton, she's been doing everything she can to hold our household together. It's been a struggle, but I salute her because she's been doing the
60 seconds remaining.
And they haven't even tried to grant us a preliminary hearing, no motion hearing, or nothing. It seems like they're trying to rush us in the trial, like we don't know what's going on. They're withholding evidence. My attorney had to call the attorney general to complain about the evidence. Then when he do get the evidence and denies it, he sees that it doesn't match up. So now that he knows everything has been made up, he's been trying to put his foot on the gas, but the DA would not respond to none of his emails, no phone calls, or nothing.
Okay, hey, you only have about 30 seconds left because the phone gonna hang up.
Yes,
Y'all call next Friday. We'll be right here, AB, myself, and Julius Campbell. And y'all call next Friday. Keep the number. Y'all call 610 next Friday at 610 next Friday, okay? You hear me? And we're gonna do whatever we can. We're going to do whatever we can. Okay, every Friday at 6 o'clock, y'all call us. All right. All
right. Hey, Joyce, isn't that like, how far are you from Savannah, from that area?
I don't even know where that's at.
See, and that's the problem.
I've been through it before. But I don't know where it's at, but I've been there before. I'm serious. I was investigating at a law firm. I kept going to all these counties all over Georgia. And I know I've been to Upton, and I've been to Thomaston also. And but I don't know where it's at. I meant to Google it.
Yeah, it seems like they got them brothers out there in no man's land. And they need all the support, family support, man. All the resources that we can pull together, and they need to get their family members, man, their wives, their brothers, sisters, cousins, everybody to get out there, man, and
NAACP. We need the NAACP on this, and we need to be finding out whether there is sufficient evidence for these guys to be held. We need to hear their side. The lawyers need to be in there talking to them. I don't know where Ben Crump at. You ain't got to go to every shooting, Ben. This is worse than a shooting because they're trying to take 47 lives at one time. So we need people on this case. We need people on this advocating for these young men to find out, okay, if some of them are wrong and you see the evidence is clearly and they got it, then okay, those guys got to stay. And we understand that. They have to pay the piper because of what they've done. But when you have people that are innocent and that they're being railroaded and we see an injustice, somebody has to stand up.
Right.
So I want those guys to call every Friday. Sir?
I believe that in my closing that we ought to get in contact, if we could, with the lawyer or representative of those men and bring them on the show so that they can give us a complete overview of what's going on, so that they can connect the dots for us. And when they do that, even if it's a family member, then we can get more media exposure to these things that's done in the dark. But also, I would say this to our listeners, to the young men and women, those of you that are caught up in gang violence or that are pressured into these gangs or cliques, you see what's going on. This is an opportunity, an eye opener. If you don't change, or if you don't stop, or if you don't become aware, you too could be one that get caught up in a situation like this. No room or no one to help you to get out. So this is a wake-up call.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and what they do is they see that one of those guys call your name. They see that you did hang with a couple of these guys. They ain't just gonna come arrest. They ain't gonna just come get AB or come get Julius Hall or Julius Campbell. They want those guys that are close friends with all these guys, uh, and that's how they're connecting the dots. If you associate with these guys, most of these guys, some of them all had a phone call just saying, "What's up?" That's it. I listened to Alicia Blake's show the other day. Some of the guys were just saying, hollering at some of their partners, sending them money in there. I'm going to go to jail for sending you some money for your commissary so you can eat because I know the food ain't no good in there. Come on. Really? Because I made a phone call to you? Yeah, it's wrong on so many levels, and we need to get help. AB, you can close it out.
Hey, this is a sad situation, y'all, and like you just said, Julius Cameron, we need to educate ourselves. The viewing, the people that's listening in, looking in, need to educate ourselves on how the system is and how to deal with the system and how to use all the resources that we can pull together to grasp on to know how the system is being operated. Each and every one of us have a family member in this certain situation, whether it be a gang violence situation or out there selling drugs or whatever. That's they out there doing some type of crime that that they shouldn't be out there doing. I am not judging nobody or whatever, but we just need to educate ourselves so the situation won't happen, won't hit home. So that's my closing, man, and I appreciate the show. And Julius Campbell, Julius Hall, if y'all out there, man, y'all close by that county or whatever, try to get in, see if we can get in touch with any of the family members, like you said, Julius Campbell, or the attorneys, the lawyers, or whatever, to see if we can bring them on the show to talk about the case or anything that they can bring to the light that we can help them bring these brothers home, or at least try to get some type of justice for this, because from my understanding, it's wrongfully being accused for something that these people are cooking up.
We got some of their family members on here now. Beyonda Woods, I guess Curtis Roundtree. We got Amari Sky, Kanisha Benjamin. These y'all, Tequila Sparks. So y'all can just contact us. And Alicia Blakely, we come on every Friday at 6 o'clock. We want these gentlemen to call us until we get some resolution for them. So they need to call us every Friday at 6:10. We'll be on the air on this show, and we want to make sure that we not only on this show, we have about 15 shows here, and we want to make reference to their situation on all the shows just about. So Wednesday we'll talk about it again on the Rabble. I'm sure that Alicia Blakely will talk about it again on Tuesday, and any of the other shows that come on will also be bringing it up. So if the family members are still watching, make sure that y'all get in touch with us. Y'all can find us on Facebook. Y'all can put your information here. Alicia Blakely has my number on speed dial, so y'all just call us, and we'll do it whatever we can.
All right. Julius Campbell, you have anything else you want to say before we close out?
No, sir. That's it.
Hey, I
Okay.
appreciate y'all for coming on board, man. This was a fantastic, awesome show, and we got to do as much as we could to help these brothers come home, man, and get them back out with their family doing the positive things that they was doing before they got put in this situation. I thank y'all for tuning in. It's been an awesome show segment, Incarceration to Incorporation. Each and every Friday from 6 to 7, we go on live. We talk about different cases, situations dealing with incarceration, dealing with family members, having to deal with transitioning back into society. So we'll see y'all back here next Friday from 6 to 7 as we go on live to talk about all these issues. It's been a lovely show, and I thank each and every one of y'all brothers for coming on board. See y'all next
Peace
week.
out. Peace out.
See?